Welcome everybody to the press conference, Oschersleben, first weekend of the DTM for the 2025 season, race 2, and we have our 3 winning drivers here. First of all, win goes today to Ayhan Can for Manthey EMA Motorsports. Can is our first DTM race winner from Turkey, so congrats to that achievement. It's the 9th DTM win for Porsche and the 5th for Manthey Racing, for Manthey EMA. So congrats to that. Second place goes to Jules Gounod for Mercedes AMG Team Manfilter. So maiden podium for Jules in DTM on his second weekend in DTM. And P3 goes to former DTM champion Thomas Preining, also for Manthey EMA. A big round of applause here for our 3 winning drivers. So, Can, congrats. How do you feel about after your first DTM victory? So, last year was a really tough DTM season for you. Now you're starting the season with a win. Must be really feeling great.
Yeah, I mean, last year when I come to Manthey, it was exactly this kind of weekend I expect last year here. But yeah, last year in general, the first half was difficult for a lot of reasons. It was not so simple. It was complicated in everything. Then I could not drive like as I want in the car. When you're not in the zone in DTM, you are not in the front. And second part of the season last year, we started to find chemistry and rhythm from Nürburgring from last year onward. I think I find the rhythm, and yeah, in the winter with the team, we understand what is my strength and what is my weaknesses, and we work on them already last year, but also in the winter coming into the season. And yeah, test day here also topics are clear for me, and also this weekend it was clear. So I really focus on these topics, and from FP1 to race 2 whole weekend I was in a mix, let's say like this. Never the quickest, but always there, not doing any mistake and stuff. So, and for me this is the main target, to be constant. Win is always good, but I would like to be like yesterday, getting maximum out of the car, today getting maximum out of the car. At the end this is what matters. And yeah, I need to thank the team for being with me from last year, from the beginning of the last year to now. And yeah, I think we catch the right chemistry.
You jumped Jules at the pit stops, so with the strategy, and went in P1. So can you tell us a little bit about your race strategy?
Yeah, I mean, after the start, we know it's not possible to overtake, and I could try to keep them, stay as close as them possible to give the engineers strategy options for me. So I was, let's say, investing for the pit window to stay as close as possible to them. And then when people start to pit going out, when I see in my mirrors people start to pit, then I know, okay, now it's the cars are, people open their cards. And then there was one lap, I think Jordan pitted, and then there is a cars out of the pit, which honestly, a few of them I just catch in the last moment that it not cost me any time, which was good. And then yeah, I think Jules need to pit because there was one car leaving the pit, so otherwise he would lose time. So he pit, but then I have a 1 lap of gap to the next car, and then I think that was my in lap, which I think really strong. And then I was, let's say, a bit lucky that I just catch them in the pit entry. I was behind the blue flag car, and then I need to pit, So it was, let's say, perfect call from the team, thanks to engineer that being so brave, because also in the car I was like, whoa, we are playing with fire, because if you catch them in the wrong spot with the cold tires, your race is over. So I think we take the risk for the win, and then it paid well. I mean, it was rare mistake, but in the pit we have small mistake, which was slow, but thanks to Rust, that he was also doing the same strategy and hold them behind, I could keep my position. I think without Rust being there, it will be much difficult, because when Jules behind me, I will not have the my tires on the window yet, so it will be much harder. And I think after that moment, I knew that I just need to make another good, let's say, pit stop together with the team, with strategy. And yeah, I think from that moment on, it was, I think we win in the first pit, the race. The second pit was just delivering, not doing any mistake, and tick the boxes, all the procedures. And I think we made it, thanks to the team again.
After the second pit stop, you had quite a good gap of a little bit more than 3 seconds, so you could maintain that gap. How hard was it then in the last couple of laps?
Yeah, I mean, they were updating me. I could hear that Jules was catching, but there was only 5 laps, and he was catching 2/10 per lap, so it's only 1 second he can close, so it's okay to be. I don't mind to win by 20 seconds or 2 seconds, you know. So at the end, I was pushing to be not give so much hope for Jules, because when driver feel the blood, maybe he thought I have an issue in the car or something, he could push more. So I just keep my constant rhythm and in a good pace without taking crazy amount of risk. And yeah, I mean, at the end, when it's your first DTM win, you are just counting the laps, nothing else. You know, so I was just like looking TVs, how many minutes, and praying that nothing happened. And yeah, at the end, it happened.
So how emotional is that? We saw your father when you crossed the finish line. Your father had tears in his eyes in the Manta garage. So how emotional was that victory for you?
Yeah, I mean, we are from Turkey, which not a lot of racing background, and together with him, we make the whole, let's say, my career plan and everything. And it was, let's say, tough times coming from Turkey and come to Europe. Try to be competitive here, and yeah, I think for a long time people call him crazy, even in the family and everyone, what we try to achieve, because the first question people ask, is anyone done this before? And the answer was no, so everyone thinking it was impossible. So yeah, also special thanks to him maybe that he always believed in me, he always supported me, and yeah, I think he's also, he's I think play as big a role as me. And I think this achievement is also for him really special.
Thank you, Can. Then moving on to P2, Jules Gounod. So first podium in DTM today. You had a little bit one hand on the victory with the pole position, but then you were a little bit unlucky with the pit stop. So are you satisfied or with the result, or are you looking after a maybe possible victory here?
Yeah, for sure. I don't think the term luck is something to take in motorsport. At the end, you're either the best of the day or not the best. Today we were first loser, but it still feels good to be on the podium. Yesterday I felt I could have been on the podium too, and fortunately our strategy didn't pay off. But no, for me, I'm happy. I came here with no expectation. Next to me, Mauro has over 100 races of DTM. I had 2 in my pocket, so I just take it as a learning curve. I was not feeling great the whole weekend. We changed a lot of stuff on the car all weekend long, which was hard to adapt. This morning, I think I had the perfect quali with no traffic on the prep lap, no traffic on my push lap, where other had some of those. So I'm just happy. And in the race, we need to work a bit more to find more pace in myself and also in the car and so on. So overall, good weekend for the feeling I had in the car.
So Oschersleben was always a good track for you. You started your GT3 career here many years ago. So how did you feel this morning when you ended up on the pole position? So was that a little bit of confirmation, finally being in DTM, going for pole position?
Yeah, as you said, my career started here. At the end, after 2015, I had nothing. I was working with my dad in his dealership, and I met two extraordinary persons, which is Johnny Sicon and Ernst Vohr from Callaway Times, that gave me my chance. After 5 laps in a test in Hockenheim, they decided to give me the chance to come here. I remember coming here with a wrong suit, the boots of my dad. We had a fight with the referee because they were not homologated anymore. And just no expectation. I was just happy to be on the grid. And this morning to do DTM pole position was pretty special. My dad didn't text me, but still I know he was happy at home. So it's just every morning when I come back to the track, it reminds me those days when I came just being happy to be at the racetrack rather than selling Fiat 500 at home. So to be here, it's a bit like Ayashan. I think we are all proud because it's very difficult those days to make it in motorsport. I guess the same for Thomas, but just to stand here is already good. And on top of that, you do a podium and you're fighting for a good championship with an amazing brand as IMG since 5 years. So just overall very happy, but now we need to work harder if we want to fight for this championship.
And thank you, Jules. Then going to Thomas. Thomas, earlier this week when we had the pre-event press conference, you said on the 2 pit stop format that Mante AMA won the pit stop championship last year. So you're quite relaxed on that topic.
Was I wrong?
Huh? No, no. I think you were not wrong. Huh?
No, super happy. Without the fast pit stops and the strategy we had, there was no chance to move forward because it's just very difficult to overtake for us. And in the end, I honestly could not be happier. We had not an easy qualifying with a lot of traffic and stupid things like this. And we set ourselves the goal to do damage limitation, no risk, and score points. In the end, turned into a lot of risk and get a podium. So I'm very happy with how the day went. We're having a good start to the season, which is a big upgrade to the last couple of years. Even 2 years ago when we won the championship, we had a much worse Oschersleben round. So I think we can be very satisfied with how we bounced back after last season and after the winter. And we need to obviously keep working the same way we did so far, prepare as best as we can, and yeah, hopefully continue in a similar fashion at Lausitzring.
You had a really hard-fought 3rd place today. So can you tell us a little bit about your strategy and how you finally moved up to P3?
Yeah, we decided to go a bit shorter on the first pit stop, so we undercut everybody, which is not really a thing around Oschersleben. It's something that usually doesn't work out, but in the end we had to do something, because if we just come all on the same lap, we all stay where we are. So in order to have the potential to go forward, we had to try something crazy, which at the end of the day worked out. I managed to overtake a few cars when they were on cold tires. Was a lot of fun. And yeah, same on the second pit stop. Boxed the lap early. Managed to get past, I don't know, René or somebody again on the outlap. So yeah, ended up P3. Tried to attack Jules still, but yeah, there was no chance. We were always way too far behind at the end of the straight, and so I was not faster. So yeah, it's always one of the most fun tracks in qualifying, and start and strategy is always interesting, but actually then to overtake is always a bit tricky here. It always requires a bit of contact if you want to make something happen, which luckily worked out a few times, but all in all, not super easy.
So next stop in 4 weeks is Lausitzring, a track where you won last year, a track where Can won in the past in GT Masters with Porsche. So you must be quite optimistic going to the next round then.
Yes, for sure. I think we had a very good weekend last year. We scored 2 podiums, and including 1 win. So yeah, I would lie if I told you I'm not excited. And if it was my decision, we would go again next weekend, of course. But we will be patient. We will go testing to Lausitzring. We will once again prepare with 110% effort from the whole team to try to really extract every last bit of what we have, and hopefully, as I said, continue somehow like we did here.
Thank you, Thomas. Then do we have questions here from the floor?
Yeah, congrats to all of you, but especially to Can, of course. Maybe you can tell us a little bit in this race, when did you use your fresh or your completely new set of tire, and which role did that play in the race?
I think, in a way, we need to start with the quali tires, top 10, and then we put news, and then at the end used, I think at the end the last stint is shorter, so I guess everyone in top 10 did the same strategy. I don't know, but probably it's the only way to do it, and we did it this way, yeah.
Yeah, you said before, of course, there's not a lot of racing heritage in Turkey. Maybe you can tell us a little bit why and how motorsports became a topic in your family, how you grew up, and who your idols were as a kid.
Yeah, I think it's because my father was extreme with anything. So he was just going track days and he wanted to be extreme, you know. I think it's, yeah, no, he was racing in Turkey in amateur level, and then, yeah, he's a competitive person, and for him, he knows after 35 years old it's not possible. But he was thinking he's talented, and actually where I live is near the GP track in Istanbul, and when I was like 3-4 years old they started to build the track, and then he was telling, okay, if, I know a bit racing, the GP track is 5 minutes of our home, there will be karting track in the GP track, so why not, you know, and honestly I was always interested, so it was just him believing in me, and yeah, when I start driving first time, karts and everything, he believes that I'm super talented. Probably in Turkey I was really good. This is why maybe he believed in this. And then we come Europe, and then he also thinks in that, but then I could not keep racing. I think this is same for all of drivers in some part of their career. If you cannot find support, then it's not possible. Then yeah, I think the main reason, back to your question, I think he just believed in me, and is also a bit extreme person and competitive.
Mm-hmm. Was it difficult to find the support, also the financial
Yeah,
support?
but I don't want to tell a drama story. It's a good day, so.
Okay. Were the drivers, of course, your father, who was always very close, but were there other drivers you were looking up to? Was it more the GT drivers or the Formula One drivers?
Yeah, I mean, I follow motorsport since, I don't know, 4 or 5 years old. Since I remember myself, I was watching race every weekend. At our home, only topic is racing. In TV, it's only racing, and I watch any kind of championship. So I have a, let's say, good knowledge of drivers and championships all around the world. And also, yeah, when I come DTM, I know all the drivers, their past history, and yeah. I mean, for me, it's special to drive with these names in these championships, and yeah, I can be thankful enough where I am, and today is a special day.
You said before that you had some difficulties last year, and it took a while to overcome them. What especially made it so difficult, and what were those difficulties?
Yeah, I mean, it's if it's that simple to describe here, I will fix it. It will not take 2 years to be in this level. So it's everything, you know. It's not that yeah, I brake too late or too early. You know, it's not that simple. So at the end, the most important that from that time I didn't, let's say, get brake mentally. I think this is important part because what was for me, let's say, most painful, that I always know that I can do it, but it's just, you know, you can do it, and then it's not happening, and sometimes it's out of your control. Then it's not easy mentally. You know, maybe it will be easier if I knew that I'm not good enough, then probably it will be easier for me. But for me, it was really hard to accept all situation, you know, and just working hard is a solution, and together with the team. I mean, it's really important to have a huge team behind us, which helps you. I think it's helped me also, and I try to use them as much as possible. And yeah, at the end, it's a good season start, but also I think I will enjoy a few days, and it's Laos Ring next. I should just focus on that.
Question to all three of you, but first of all, Can, of course, have there been any surprises to you today in this race concerning this new format that we have? Because I guess you all prepared and had your ideas how it will turn out, and have there been things that you didn't expect?
Yeah, I think let's say for me the biggest surprise today, I don't know if it's anything to do with the race format or it's the Oschersleben with the blue flags, but I had feeling this weekend the blue, like the lap cars are a big effect on the strategy. They are the, let's say, limiting factor of, you know, you have the plan, but you need to adapt because there was a cars coming from the pit and everything. So I think for this race today, especially, maybe I'm in the front, it was, let's say, important. And yeah, I think with the two strategy, let's say, there is maybe whole picture in the race not change, but you have two chances of creating chances, you know. is for this race. Maybe other races we will see more different strategies because of track layout, and you can overtake. Maybe some people will use their tire in the end or maybe in the middle. It will be, I think, more open strategy. Today we just see let's say this 1 to 3 lap undercut overcut fight, but in other tracks I think we will see undercut overcut plus the pace difference in terms of strategy to create a different quick stints to pass cars on the track. But Oschersleben you cannot pass, so everyone is in the same strategy.
Yeah. Jules, what do you think? Also on the same question.
I think my flight is coming soon, so I'm just letting them speak. No, yeah, I think it's good. But to be honest, I never knew before. Last year I did Hockenheim, but I came as a tourist. And so for me, it's pretty new. I think once again, it's good for the fans. Normally in Oschersleben, you don't have much action. It's hard to pass. And today there was some surprise. I saw Russ coming up in front, which I didn't expect because I didn't see him in the mirror at all. So no, overall, I think it's good. This series has always been for the fans, and I think the more entertainment you put to the fans, the more the series will continue to grow back to where it used to be with the Class 1 and so on. So overall, it's a good job from IDAC and DTM to go back there.
Then we make sure Drew will catch his flight. So we don't want to cause a delay in that. So thank you, all of you three, and see you in 4 weeks at Lausitzring.
Thank you.